This is Divine Sunshine coming to you live. I said I wanted to get on here. I think this is kind of maybe about the time. I'm gonna try to be a little consistent on the time. I know tomorrow I won't be able to get on because I'm going to it's my getting cute and me time. So I won't be on here tomorrow to do the live. But I definitely know I'll be on here today, and I'm trying to see if I can kind of regulate it around the same time all the time so I can make it a little bit more consistent for you all when spirit does hit me to come on here to do. The only days I know I probably will not be, definitely will be Fridays because I go and do the playground experience live with you all. So I'm gonna give time for people to kind of do it because again, I'm kind of doing it like um, sporadic when it hits me and I hit so you can't really know when we are. I was about to say like the DM energies, you like you can't really, say put your money in it's going to come specifically at the same time all the time, but when it does come. And so we're going to talk about the DM energies. What was something that I wanted to talk? Of course, yes, don't forget about getting your tickets for the 12/12 event. Things are filling up for the VIP. So go to divineunsouls11.co to make sure that you get your ticket for this YouTube live streaming event. Very excited. He was getting the lineup together. So that's coming together. And it was something else I wanted to talk to. Oh, time. Have any of you all noticed about the time? It looks like the time before was like really going fast, 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 fast. And I'm noticing with the time look like it's kind of like it's adjusting, or it's like it's floating, or it's just kind of like this resonating at the time. This look like something about it to me feels familiar, like it's settling in. I don't know what they had the time difference here. They moved it back, but something about when they did it, most of the time I can kind of groove with it. Like, okay, we done pushed it back an hour, but something about this time now, it looked like it took a while. Like it's almost like I'm picturing like water for it to really like float and then settle in. And it's like, okay, now. So something's going on with this time. You can kind of put on here. Something about this time is interestingly settling in when we're talking about that. And so that's something that I just wanted to know. Is that the only one? You all could comment. I don't bite on at this time. Is there anybody else that has said the same thing? They felt that it seems like something about this time look like it's doing something. I don't know. It looked like it slowed down. I was teaching today with the kids, and it seemed like I was like, okay, it's still this time. Okay, I thought it was later. Okay, it's still 3 something, 3:13 or whatever time I was looking, and it didn't look like it adjusted to change as well. So I thought that was very interesting as far as with the time. Okay, all right then. So let's look and see what's going on, because a lot of times, when we talk about divine masculine energies, especially when they're in a male body, a lot of times it's hard for you to gauge and see what the heck is specifically going on in their head. So we're going to look and take a look at where I'm trying to see about what's going on with their energies. Do I want to start off with them? Yeah, because I always like to kind of introduce and start off with that. This popped up here. Okay, so Source wants divine masculine to really get into the mindset of understanding their wealth, their abundance, their cornucopia, and the madness. Something about, again, you hear some people talk about there is a method to the madness. Clear that's going on in chaos. This is what I'm figuring. There is actually like the boom theory, like there's actually something going on. The next card that comes out is linear. So this is something, again, that has to deal with time. It said the word time management, managing of time, understanding that, it's a time and place for everything. There's a season for everything. You got one season melts into another season, and understanding that there is, in order for this abundance to happen, there needs to be a management thing. Sometimes I think with the divine masculine, it's like it gets, hey, Callie, it gets very comfortable in picking up. They're getting very comfortable in one space. Confirmation. Anytime you hear the chimes, if you're new to this, Anytime you hear the chimes, that's really divine confirmation. I always call it as Michael, Archangel Michael, or the angels, or Archangel Raphael, are both confirming that it is actually so. True. They say, yeah, I'm hitting on something. So right now, in order for this wealth, this abundance comes in many forms. It doesn't have to just only be as far as like money. Abundance is your health, you love life, getting things that you want. Abundance is a whole lot of things, and they want them to understand the first thing that came out was time management. It's a time and place for everything. Time management. I'm hearing somebody like saying time management, son. That might be Saturn. Saturn, again, I told you, is a taskmaster. Right now, again, I told you earlier that the energies of Saturn is getting rid of things that no longer serves or needs to stay there, that does not resonate. I'm hearing like Saturn, uh, pretty much, are like Father Time, which would be Saturn, saying, son, there's a time and place for things. You're going to have to kind of move it along, son. Some of these divine masculines are, I got something, I don't know where they're coming from, some of my admits there. It's like they're kind of like sitting there, and they're sitting pretty. And source and the powers that be is like saying, you gonna move, or you gonna kind of stay there, son? You gonna stay right there, son? And it's like deer in the headlights, they just blinking their eyes. It's like, okay, you're gonna have to move. Hey, Kathy D. So yeah, to behave, yeah, that special one. So my thing is that again, hey, unique model. So it's like really they're saying it's time management time. It's like they're really about managing of time, understanding that its time is of the essence. You hear a lot of people saying again, 1221 is the portal in which is going to bring upon unions. And again, if they're in that kind of slow mode or that slow drive, they show me like gear shifts. If they're in slow drive gear or whatever that slow gear shift that it is, it's going to cause a problem for there to be some forward momentum and movement. So currently, when we talk divine masculine, this is all of them collectively. I'm not tapping into one. I'm doing all of them today to see what is going on with the current energies. Clear with the divine masculines. I like this. This came straight up. Cornucopia again. Oh my God. It's the number 11 again. It's understanding this. The thing they say right now, this energy is this abundance. I'm looking at this sunlight to me. You know what it looks like to be like it's a new day, as a dawning. And then I see also a butterfly here. Transformation is happening. And it's pink, which is in transformation into their bliss, getting exactly where again transforming that, really coming to a new level, ascending, because it's flying, the butterfly is, of understanding your cornucopia. You're reaping, it's harvest time. You reap what you sow. There's harvest times. There's a time and a place for everything. There's a time to cry. There's a time to what, it's a saying that's saying about time. There's a time to this, there's a time to that, it's a time for this, it's a time for that. Letting them understand there's a rhythm to that. It's linear to me. Again, it's time, it's movement, it's a process. It's one step after the other step after the next step, allowing them to get into their cornucopia, or either reaping their harvest as well. Okay, so now the next thing what we're talking about is feelings. Feelings, nothing but the feelings. Are you laughing at me? Okay, I got to think on that. So feeling. All right, so what's going on? Whoa, 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 feelings. Do, 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 feelings. Do, 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 do. All right, so what is the DM feeling right now? So what's going on? Okay, so trying to learn how to trust, to make these connections. What I'm looking at there is just to make these connections, this trust. It's a balance between, again, continuation from yesterday's lesson, yin yang. How can I bring the feminine and the masculine energies together? 69, we were talking about miscommunication and how we had to make sure that in our divineness, that we had to make sure that we're seeing the same thing. as far as creating a balance. So there's a trust thing there. There's a trust in the connection between the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within. And then you talk about the divine feminine and divine masculine energies are out. So in the partnership, how can I make that a thing to be interdependent? How I can be certain about the steps that I'm making is leading me to go to my cornucopia so that I reap or have my harvest in what I actually want, of what I've sold or what I'm focusing in on as well. So it's a balancing act. In order for this to happen, this connection, excuse me, you hear that tapping, that's my ring hitting on the glass on my desk here. Again, so in order for you to have this balance that's going here, you tell people, will tell you these high wire acts there. There's a rhythm to things. There go again, linear. There's a timing, like divine timing to things in order for things to connect, in order for people to be in certain places, in certain situations, being at the right time, at the right place. It's very important for that happens too as well. So there's trust. You're going to have a lot of the DM feels like it's a lot of eyes watching him too. This kind of see that he's on the stage. It's like, well, hey, the world is a stage and we're just mere players that's on it as well. And so also what we have here is longing. So yearning, wistful, homesick. So he's yearning for home. Okay. He's yearning for home. He feels it. I feel like in his emotions again, he's feeling that. I feel like he feels again, even the divine feminine is sending him energy, signals to let him know that she's yearning about it. It's homesick. It's like, how many times can I look at the picture? The divine masculine also might be looking at your picture too as well. When he's he's in his divine feminine or in his fields, as I'm hearing him say, and he's in his fields. He's finding himself. So he might be looking at you on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, just kind of looking at that pretty face and kind of yearning over it and saying, you know, let me count the ways, and looking at how beautiful and reminiscing and being a little kind of nostalgic as well. I'm gonna use the moonology cards here because I want to look and see as far as in moon, which is the illusions, but also is emotions as well, because you know when the moon comes out, it also affects the tides, the waves, the water. How is it helping us to get into the flow of things? So what things need to be changed? What needs to again use our intuition and our awareness to make that happen? Got straight up. So what source says there is understanding that luck is on your side in the divine masculine energies. Luck is on your side. This is what needs to change. This is what needs to have that pull. This is what needs to have. Okay, all right. This is what needs to be in that pull, that push and pull, that ebb and flow about things, is understanding that luck is on your side. Interesting, it's got the moon is in Sagittarius, which I got the Sagittarius here, which is Sagittarius is again a sign that has two parts to it. You got the archer, and then you got the horse. One part of it's got again is got to be when I break it down is anchored in freedom, earth. You got to be grounded in that freedom. Okay, but at the same time, you got to point that area. The archer is also known to be able to point it specifically at a specific target as to what you want. So in order for you to be able to have that, you got to be grounded in the freedom and knowing that allowing things to come and flow to you as far as luck or fortune, or if you want to say again, having the powers that are really behind you and supporting you in that. I wouldn't say luck, because luck is kind of like iffy. So if you would say that, it's like, listen here, you got the stamp of approval from source. Source say, I got you, I got your back. You know, I'm here. Go ahead and do it because I'm on your side. I actually literally have your back on this. So this is another thing that they're saying, that I'm feeling kind of like Archangel Michael saying that, like standing there with the sword, saying that a lot of things is cutting these things out that no longer serve, because again, the moon is, again, in order for us to be able to get into that, is to cut the intuition, cut the illusion and get into your intuition and your awareness. What do you need in order to do to get into the flow according to spirit? They want that change. I like these. What are some energies that the divine masculines got to work with collectively in order for them to understand that? Because many of the divine masculines, if you talk to, and I know even my divine masculine, a lot of times they don't feel like, you know, Lady Luck is on their side. When they look at you, they look at you and think that you lucky. You blessed in every way. Everything you touch is blessed. It just like it just happens. I just look at you and I see it just manifest. With me, it's a whole different story. It's a little struggle that's got to happen. I don't think it is. I done did so much dirt. I did so much thing karmically. It don't surprise me if things don't really pop off for me. And if they do, it's because I really strongly have willed it to do or to manifest, and I used my powers to be able to do that. So the spirit wants them to understand, to get into understanding relaxation. That's how they're going to get into flow. It's nothing to will. Just like I just went through my rant before I talk, rather not rant, talk about the divine masculine and how their outlook on things, about how things manifest and come to them, especially when you talk about this abundance. This abundance, a lot of times, is very hard for them to be able to get into the flow of. Okay, that's not all divine masculines, but a lot of them that's really on that shadow end, or that part that's really, there is some work that they got to do. As my dad said, they got a lot of baggage, so they really are coming up with the masculines um anthem instead of Erica Badu talk about bag lady. They got their own thing. They got a lot of baggage. Talk about 16 bags, hefty bags. They got it, and they're industrial size. One of them ones that you work at the site at construction, putting stuff in there. They have bags. So this is what they got to understand, that when it comes to cornucopia or getting your abundance, you got to kind of relax, like chill to the next episode. Woo woo sa, relax, relate, release, relax, because some of them, they want it so much that it causes them, and we know energetically it causes it to go the opposite way when we're talking about this. And this is not, again, they bring it to me and they say, no, remember, again, we're not just talking about even just the divine masculine energies is the male, but I'm talking from that one because that's what I'm familiarized with. But there's some divine feminines also, or females rather, have that also when it comes to getting certain things, or that go-getter things. Some about them is like they like, "Ooh," and when it happens, it just like it goes the opposite way. They're telling them to, in order for you to get in the flow of this wealth and abundance, make sure that you need to relax to get into the flow. They're saying also that divine masculine needs to also be patience, because again, when I look at this is really all about divine timing, especially the process. And they're saying how to do this and to trust. Okay. It might right now things in order to get it, it might be a mystery. You might not even know how it's going. I was watching something that CPN Texas had sent me about talking about the Schumann residence and how things are actually adjusting and changing, and stating that he was saying that, I don't want to really, he's like, I don't want to give no dates as to when stuff is going to hit, or these energies is going to change, or what specifically is going to happen. He said, because a lot of times if you do state what's going to happen, it messes up your credibility. As far as you keep on saying, well, it's something going to happen on such and such with the residents, with the natures, and it's going to be something bad because the Suman or the solar flares are really flaring up, and it's going to cause something catalytic to the earth and to the surface and things like that. And he's like, I don't like to do that. He said, he messes with your credibility. That again, too, I'm going to take his words and I'm going to flip it around and say it messes with your credibility or your trust in source every time when you look for it to happen in a specific way or to happen a certain way. It's best that source say, I like to make it a mystery, because again, you already have the divine masculine has trust issues about things actually manifesting. And in order for it to really happen and for you to be able to relax, they rather do it in a cloak of mystery where you don't actually know what's going on, because they might tell you it's going to happen in 24 hours. You look and it don't happen. Yeah, I call it kicking cans. That's the way my theory is. When you look for something to happen, and if I give you a date when I'm doing readings and things like that, sometimes we look for it like, well, what happened? You said it's going to be in 6 months, and then it doesn't happen. A lot of things come into play as to why those things don't happen. It's not time. Some key players not in place. Your person is not in line with it. Hey, Melody Waters. Hey. And so that all plays a part into some things why they don't happen. So source is like, hey, just get in the mystery. Just don't worry about how it's going to happen. Don't be always trying to find out and seeing when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and about that. Just go into the flow of the mystery of things and let that be exciting. That. Okay, also they're saying about this is like endless abundance. This, I mean, I'm pulling these things straight out of the daggone box, and it's abundance. For the divine masculine energies, right here, it's about abundance. I don't know why this reminds me of like James Bond, Goldfinger. She's in gold. Gold again is that really in the emotions, really the purest form of heart energy is that like that rose gold. She kind of looks rose gold, like that rose gold, which is what a lot of times when you're trying to do the meditations to help yourself to get centered in the line. A lot of times they say go into when you do those heart chakra meditations. They tell you, you know, green is it, but then when you want to go really deeper into your heart, they always say use your rose gold light energy in the heart space. Hi, Miss Yolanda. Hey. So this is something in which, in order for you to have the world in abundance, to me, when I'm saying it, in order to have that endless abundance, get into your heart. Get into your heart space, divine masculines. Get into your heart space so that you can really, truly be able to become a magnet of all this great abundance, because that's where it's at. And that gold, rose gold energy that you place within your heart center is really the way in which you can be able to attract that. Okay. All right there. So now let's get into some 3D action and let's really try to see what's going on clear with the divine master. What are you thinking? Like, what in the world are you thinking? What are you thinking right now? That feel iffy. I want a definite. Okay, that's okay. That was definite. What are you thinking, sir? What is going on here? So we got a woo. So right now, what's going on with the divine masculine here? We got the 8 of water. In his emotions, he feels like he's trying to get spiritually cleansed. Like I'm really trying to get baptized by the water. But at the same time, I feel like I'm hunted. Okay. Because you got this arrow here. And it's like, well, I'm trying to, and it looks like again, whenever he tries to really get into his spirituality, I can hear say boing, you know, like it do in the cartoons or something when the arrow hits the tree and they're like, oh wow. So okay, so just when he's getting spirituality, just when he's getting some more knowledge, because the arrow hits the tree about something, here comes something that kind of knocked him off his square, off his target, because that's what the arrow is. I feel like I'm hunted. Okay, next thing here, you got 9 of water. Is this leveling? This is a leveling in the emotions. Yeah, because they're going up. Okay, so in the divine masculine energies here, we got an 8. So that's what he's feeling. Then you got 9 here. When it comes to, again, that's in his root chakra and his sacral. So really, he's almost feeling like this is, again, feeling like Marilyn Monroe. Hey, T-Lounge. Hey. Okay, and so here he is feeling like Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe is like really a sex symbol. So again, here it is the way, whatever kind of way that the VMs is kind of portraying themselves. I'm charismatic. Okay, got a pop inside. I'm charismatic. How I'm portraying to the world, like I'm just really like this idol, or in their own right. A lot of them, some of the people that are around them are idolizing them. Standing in water, I'm trying to stand in my emotions or to my spirituality, but it's interesting that I'm seeing that it's kind of either drying up or it's starting to become prevalent in where he's standing right now. But at the same time, it's like this vulnerability. It's like I'm trying to really get air to this, trying to air out these situations as far as, again, because again, I'm thinking Marilyn Monroe when she had the subway went over underneath her. So it's getting air to that situation, airing things out, especially when we talk about connections, being rooted in things, and then also manifesting things as well. And she's in white, so that's in the spirituality. So again, how are we being portrayed emotionally to the outside? Because I still say Marilyn Monroe is an idol, she's an icon. Okay, so how are we portraying that to the world, but then also trying to be vulnerable, but then stand in our power, but then stand in our spirituality? And she's got one foot in spirituality and one foot in like 3D land, as well. And there's a bridge there. So again, when I'm seeing that, this bridge here, which is again trying to go to the other side, that's behind her. And I'm seeing cars. So there's like a thing of transportation, of movement, of being able to go from one place to another there as well. So that's where she is. I can look that up too. I might look them up. Then we got 10. We leveling up from there. So we feeling like we spirituality. We feel like we being hunted. Okay, we're trying to do the best thing, cleanse ourselves. Something again is hitting into our knowledge. We're trying to again next thing about how people are viewing us. We're icon in our mindset, how people view us, but we're also trying to again air things out, cleanse things, get a new airing out of energy down here in the, this is all in the divine masculine energies, sacral areas here, standing in the water. But again, here's water again. So really truly understanding that even in these mountains, these challenges that the divine masculine has been met with, he's still being able to say, in the midst of it, I'm still being spiritually cleansed. I'm still being spiritually baptized. I'm still spiritually standing in this water and letting the spirit also be able to, our hair is growing. So hair in Native American thing is a symbolism I know also of intuition, which is used in order to connect with spirit to get like downloads and information as well. So it's growing. He's getting more knowledge. He's using more intuition. He's getting all these things, but he's looking at the mountains too. The mountains, it could be that he came from, I think about Les Brown saying, you're either coming from a challenge or you're going towards a challenge. These are two things that he's happening, especially when we talk about in his emotions. Next thing, kid, he's got a conflict about how he wants to get right into his freedom here. Okay. Interesting again, here's nothing down at the bottom part. He's really trying to become naked and become vulnerable here, as far as everything is about his connections to things, how he's grounded and rooted in things, all of this stuff he has no covering on. No covering here, no covering here, no covering here, no covering here, down at the bottom. So we really are trying to get into that. Night of air, there's a conflict about that. How are we going to really get into our freedom there as well? But he's strategizing, because anytime I see a night means that they're strategizing. So he is trying to strategize it. It's not fully developed, but he is planning. Okay. And then there's a conflict here as well too. Part of him emotionally feels like, hey, I feel like I'm just going with the wind. I'm tan in the wind. I'm just going where the wind takes me. I don't have really a good foundation or stability as to where he's not stabilized as to where he is. Again, he got coverings on around here. So a part of him is that conflict. He wants to be free and vulnerable, but at the same time, he wants to cover what he's rooted in, how he's connected, and how he's manifesting things too as well. We got leaves here going around here. So he understands around him things have got to go. You understand, that's the natural process, just like leaves off of a tree. Some people come, some people are there for a reason, some of them are there for a season. They're not there to stay there permanently. He understands that, but at the same time, with all these changes that's going on, it's still leaving him to not be stabilized or anchored where he is. Also understanding here, we have next one, he wants the world. That's interesting. The world card came on my Instagram too. And I was talking about how you emotionally, how are you gravitating things that you want and creating things in your world. And this is interesting that he has the same card. I said that was general for twin flames. The card is the world. He understands in order for him to have this freedom and to ride off into the sunset, he's got to tell some people to kiss his ass. That's the process. He might have to pull out the gun and fire off some shots too as well. And this looks like a cowboy, so you might have to be kind of wild or rogue in how you're going to go about doing this. This is what he's thinking about, especially about him getting this abundance. He might have to be a rebel with a cause, okay, instead of no cause. Because before he was acting like he had no cause. This is where the conflict is no cause, not knowing specifically where he wants to go. Okay. Do I want to pull out this card yet? No. Let's look again. Hold on a second. I'm gonna use that to clarify that one. Let's look. I'm doing for time. Ooh, doing good. That's why I'm talking about this time. Now, most time they talk all this time here. It been a whole hour. I've been and looked up there, and that sucker been and said it's 50 minutes. And I said, oh my God, I didn't talk that long. Something about this time. I know I'm not the only one that's feeling this. Or maybe I'm doing something. Maybe I'm learning how to manipulate time, but it sure is slowing down. It is going super slow mode on that one. Okay. So now, next, what's going on in the Divine Masculines collective? What's going on with them? So, according to them and their actions, they know that they have been praying and affirming. They have been praying and affirming for this abundance, this change to come. They know that even in the material world, the 3D world, it's all about materialism. This has been their focus in the world. Okay. Hey, Kelly Bell. Okay. Also in the 3D, their focus has been on home, the material 3D home. Okay, so this is home. So maybe some issues is going on at home, or they want a home, or they don't have a home. This has been the issue too as well. They know in their actions they got to leave. There's leaving on the Divine Master's mind, leaving from where they are. I'm feeling several things like levels, where they are leveling, leaving where they are situations, jobs, things of that thing. Leaving also about where they are. Okay, so it's just about leaving. Okay, that's the actions that they know they got to take. And it's the Hermit. This came out before about the Hermit card. Got to be in the Hermit mode, be by themselves. That came out yesterday. So they're understanding that, and they understanding that, you know, it might take us some time to really understand where's their place in the world. They might have to send and get a little higher. Okay. Can you tell me about I want to find out, I want to be nosy about this home. What's going on with this home? Clear. What's going on? What's down? What's going on? I want to be down. I want to be down with you no matter time. And day or night is true. I want to be down. Oh. All right. So how can you be down, DM? Here we go about this wealth. So some kind of way here. Hey, kid. Hey, Kia. Did you see I put in the community tab about a thing? It's the Brownsfield thing. I can't remember. It's over with. I put in that she has a thing that it was a Brownsfield event for Kia as well. And I told you all to kind of go and check it out, that you could see some of her readings and things of that nature. Yay! Hey, Kia. So here we are with this sudden wealth. Now, sudden wealth to me is also like a download, like a download, or is a spiritual. Oh, it's still going? Okay, all right then. Check out. I try to make sure that I put, you like that song, Kelly? I'm gonna make sure that I put it back in the community tab one more time, just in case people didn't see it. Okay. With all her good stuff that she has there that's going on. All right then. So we got Kelly. No, I'm about to say Kelly. We got Kelly. We got all these K's here. You're welcome. We got sudden wealth here. So again, we got 777. Here is a spiritual completion, ending of things spiritually. He's trying to get there. He is. Again, in order for him to have that wealth, but again, the linear keeps on jumping off every time I look at the card. Tells me again it's about divine intervention coming into play to allow this sudden wealth here to happen. 1111, which again has this balance. Here's 11 again. 11 is all over the place. Balance. You got to be able to trust. Okay, got to trust the process. Okay, I'm gonna put that over there. All right. He's understanding here. He's asking for. You got the courthouse here. Okay. Courthouse. He knows something about these laws here. Now it could go several ways. Now I told you about karma, and we have said the ending of karma is here. Some of us now we get into the point and want to know, okay, karma is over. Now what? What do we need to specifically be doing next? Because a lot of us, like I said, the divine feminine, it has ended. the karma. Some of the things, right, you believe or whatever, things that you have done in your soul contract, some of the things that you have done in this life, things are done prior lives, whichever way you believe it. So they have now wrapped up. It's like I done learned a hard lesson. I'm in my dojo. I truly am learning my way about where I need to truly be going, the path that I must go now. Now I'm standing there at the path, and it's like, what's my next step to do? Okay, so understanding right here, it seems like to be when I see courthouse, this is telling me about karma. Again, to be the laws, like Murphy's laws or whatever like that. Okay, I've got my papers, my appeals. Maybe he's asking like, okay, can I now be released from this karmic debt or whatever that you all call it, karmic debt, or this karmic thing that I got to play out? Is it time now? I'm gonna start filing my papers now. Okay, so the filing the papers could be an agreement that could have some kind of karmic stamp on it, which could be maybe a marriage, some kind of contractual thing in the business, anything that's got paperwork that's got to be with it. He's at the point that the divine master said, you know what, I'm bringing it to the powers that be, and I'm asking you, can you please start reviewing this like it's like a parole board. It's like I'm trying to see, is it time for me to be released now? Spiritually, he's saying that now. It's time for me to release. I'm bringing my paperwork. I'm filing it now. So again, I understand the process. So whenever it starts going or you start releasing, let's start doing that. Because I see a 2 and a 3, which is unity. 3 is getting alignment. 2 and 3 together is change. So he's filing the paperwork again for this change to happen with whatever kind of karma, hard lessons that he had. He believes that he has learned. He's like, it's enough. I think I reaped what I sowed, and I think it's time for me not to be released now. Okay, because now again, when it comes down to it, again, it's the lovers. He understands that when it comes to love, it's written in stone. He wants things to come to peace. I see 2 doves here. To me, that's like a coming together. It'd be peace on both sides. It'd be peace for the divine masculine, and it'd be peace for the divine feminine. I see columns here. Now these columns are a little thick here. The other columns I seen the other day was kind of thin on the divine feminine side, where she's trying to be queen of her world, and she's trying to establish this on her own. But something I told you that made me look at that column and say, it ain't strong enough. I don't know what you can do with this. So according to the divine masculine, he understands that the coming together of the loves of the partnership or the connection is, to him, is built on a sturdier foundation. This is how he's viewing it. Because again, this is something that's been written in time. This is something that's sturdy. This is something that he can build upon when he thinks about the love with you. He's waiting for a divine source to give him a present, to give him a gift, something in the present, which means now, in the now, a gift, something again. And he understands that. He feels this. He feels this abundance. This source is kind of cooking up for him. And this is what he's feeling. He's like, I feel the source is getting ready to bless me with this sudden abundance or this sudden wealth. I feel it because I feel it in my shundo, in my spirit. And understanding that from that, he feels like it's going to give him the green light to be able to have this courtship as well. Now, some of them saying, okay, I got the green light. I'm able to, I still see when I look at this, I get a thing of he's scared that a lot of times when he's going to come and talk to the divine feminine, she's going to be semi-checked out. Like, okay, I hear you. Yeah, you kind of said them things before. Okay. What's going to make a difference this time? Yeah, you listening to you. I'm listening to you. Okay. And I'm just having a full-blown conversation in my head. Like, okay, brother, okay, you got to come strong. You got to come with it. I got to see some consistency. He talked to you. You hear me? Yeah. Okay. Okay, I heard what you said. You said, you was really, things gonna be different this time. I heard you. I heard you. She go back to thinking again. Yeah, okay, all right. I heard you. Yeah, you said it's gonna be different, but I got to see this time. I got a definite thing where I want to see. I don't want that stuff to happen like last time to come back again. I don't want no reruns about that because I can get really walk. So that's the conversation. So he's scared about this conversation that he's gonna be having with the divine feminine as well. But understand this is a 4, being truly grounded and rooted in things as well. But it's a thing he knows he's got to do it. It doesn't matter, because if he believes that, again, that this is written, something that's written in stars, this is written before time, this is something that's like really sturdy. that he can go ahead and bet on it, that it's going to actually happen. Okay, and he needs to take a risk. He needs to put himself out there and trust to make this connection happen. Okay, all right then. So let's look and see about some things. What are some steps that source is telling the DM that he needs to do? And these are some things that we can look into ourselves to see clear how could we be able to help to change things too as well. I like these. Okay, you ain't told me nothing but a thing now. Okay, so these are some actions. So we got a Knight of Swords here, which means he got when the moment hits, spirit is as instant as you are. When spirit gives you an inspiration or a thought, you know that when you wake up from your dreams, you got to write the stuff down, or you know when things are hit you and you're like, oh my God, that's a great idea. Let me do this right now. Let me call this person right now because I feel like if I call them right now, they're going to give me the right answer right now. So let me do it right now. That's the same thing. When I see this Knight of Wands card, it's always look like pick up everything and run. Go right now. So when the spirit and he sees that opening or whatever it is that's going on, he needs to just go on ahead and take the bare necessities, take the weapons of choice that he believes that he needs. It could be his words or he's got a plan or his charisma or his personality or his attitude about something, whatever it is, so he can go. But he's got to also be able to conquer this. Whatever he's doing and planning to do is still going to have some stinking thinking that's going to be following along with him as well, when I think about these swords here as well. But again, he can conquer that. So this is something that spirit is saying again in divine masculine energies and his alphaness and his leadership. Again, I see this hood here too, that represents deception too. So with that, but it's white. So just make sure that he's really seeing things for what they are, because when you got that hood on, that's what that means too. So he'll be able to have that. So he's planning, have a plan in action, and when you have your plan, act on it. Don't sit up there and think about it like, okay, wait a second, I got to wait until Susie gets in line, and then I got to talk to my boy because my boy got to be on that. Nah, if he feels it and it hits, and he's like, it's like instant, let's go. He also needs to go into understanding that Knight of Cups. He needs to plan out. He needs to plan out and strategize how he's going to be able to woo you. So if he won you, he's got to think about how he's going to do that. Like I said, already I gave you the play down on this, where you already going to be checked out like, okay, I hear what you, yeah, I heard you. And then you still talking to yourself. He got to combat that. He's got to really come with a strong plan of action of how he's going to be able to come back to you different, and how he's going to really truly show you love. And so like roses, this is like he's really knowing he wants the love thing here as well. He looks like he's sitting in the chair, which he's comfortable. He's in the driver's seat. That means he's ready to drive this thing to where it needs to go. You got the horse here, which is freedom as well. So is there. And just really planning of how he can show you. It's no more, ain't no talk. I hear somebody say, talk is cheap, brother. Yeah, talk is cheap. Ain't no more about that. It's about the actions, because many of the divine masculines up until now, and I'm not bashing them. Now, I don't know DM bashing, but a lot of times of things of how they have left, how they left things, how they operated in the connection was not on the up and up. It wasn't keeping it 100. It wasn't authentic. It wasn't a way of showing really the true value of how much, because many of the divine masculines, they are crazy about the divine feminines. They are crazy in love with them, but they don't know how to express it. They like a kid back then in elementary school when they liked the girl, they went to yank her hair or slapped them or hit them or whatever like that. And you know, their little friends be talking, I thought you liked Sunshine. I do. Well, why you do that to her? Why you hit her? No more on this. And at this time, with everything that I'm seeing about the mountains, they should have grown, have matured by then. So again, he still got to battle again in divine masculine, and his emotions are being all tied up by this stinking thinking. Okay. That stinking thinking is going to mess him up. He's got to loose himself from that. Otherwise, he would not ever be able to experience his abundance and the love of his life, in which he is yearning for. He is longing for. He's got to let that go. So what's the heart of the matter that spirit and source say he's got to deal with? Ooh, 444. What is the heart of the matter in which spirit says that the divine masculine has got to deal with? Clear. Okay, this is my clarifier. Excuse me. Let me go to heart of the matter. Okay. Clear. Woo! Oh, you nervous about trying to find this heart of the matter. I felt that. No, come on. We about to get it. Let's get down to it. You want this abundance, you want this love. Let's go on here and see what it is. Two things. He got to get these finances and career under control and make the effort. It's all about the abundance. It's back to all about the Benjamins, baby. Again, it's all about the Benjamins, dude. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the Benjamins again. So, in order for him to get this finances and career together, financial issues are a factor. We understand that, but spirit already has said that it's going to start working with you and blessing you. You just got to get a divine masculine. You got to get yourself, and masculines have got to get yourself in the vein. How you do that? You got to understand that you are a co-creator, source says. This ain't no, a lot of times my dad, when he passed away, and he still does, he sends me spiders. Like when I get off track and I get all kind of upset, I see a spider, which a spider is, when you see a spider, means you are the architect. Spiders build their own home. They're able to get their own food. They use that with the webbing, and they're designers, they're architects. And this is a reminder that a lot of times when I see that, that's what it means. Bertina, remember that you are your own archetype. You are the one who creates your own world, your own universe. This is the same thing. Let's not act like, to me, the world is happening to you. This is why I feel like some of the divine masculines are collectively feeling like it's happening to me. I have no control over it. When I look at the divine feminine, she's successful, she's abundant, she prays for it. Source hears her. Same thing with you. As far as it's no difference. Understanding that you got to be wise with your decisions. You can't be very haphazard, divine masculines. Understanding that, again, you got to be wise with it, and you got to walk a fine line to where you need to go. Confirmation say you got to walk a fine line. You be all willy-nilly about it, all over the daggone place. No, you got to walk a fine line. You seen the tightrope high wire acts? That's again. So some kind of way you on a high wire act right now to get to the other side, and it's got to be very careful. That goes to my grandmother. My grandmother had saying, you got your hand in the lion's mouth, and you got to work real careful to get it out. Some of these divine masculines are in situations that they really have got to watch their next move. It's not just as easy, divine feminists, as you think. Like, well, if I was in a situation, I've been told them do so they kiss my ass. It's not just that simple. Okay, so tell you say it is simple. It is simple. Yes, with God, but again, it's the you talk about Jada Pinkett in the entanglement that she's talking about. Well, I was entangled with the other guy that she talks to, Will Smith. With all this entanglement, hearts is entwined, materials entwined, friends, everything. It's a lot of things that they got to unravel to get to where they are. But they got to understand also, when it talks about this finances and career, they got to be able to go the distance. When it comes to money, some about them, they kind of willy-nilly about the money situation. They money don't last long. It says their money's not strong. I don't know who said that. It sounded like God. There's like the money ain't strong. They got to look at the foundation of how they look at money, the structural things, values of how they look at money too as well. Some of them got some old, this is like a fossil. They got some fossilized beliefs when it comes to money and abundance of how they can create, and especially about these careers. Some of them are in careers because they mom or they because their father was in it, so they're gonna carry on the name, and something within them has been tugging. I'm scratching my heart, so that means me. Something about the heart is bothering them. They're saying, I don't feel like I want to take on it. Boy, my dad was a lawyer, but I don't really feel like I want to be a lawyer too. feel like I want to do something like help out and create a shelter. Okay, well, that's where your heart is, but they tell me I got to carry on the family name. I got to be, I got to be a lawyer. I got to be a lawyer like my dad. Or I got to be a doctor like my dad. So understanding some of those beliefs. Not even now that you could go the other way. Some of them have been raised by families that money has been an issue, has been a concern. They said where it's got generational um, so-called curses on the money, on the wealth. It just don't happen for us. It don't happen for the Johnsons. I'm sorry, it just don't happen with that. Everybody has been, this way when it comes to money. We just barely getting by. So now that's another thing that they got to kind of get rid of, this fossilized belief. Understanding here, you got to make the effort. Make the effort is also, they're telling them to do that. Make the effort, even if the divine feminine look like she checked out. You still be in your heart space and do that. She's there. She's got that pink tea in her bliss. She's just trying to act like she's not into it. Like, yeah, you about to get up from the conversation, kissing you. You're like, man, that's nice. That's nice. When he leave, and inside you like, yes, shaking Jesus. Woo! Do you know how long it's been? Yes, now it's your turn to pour all of your juicy good kisses and stuff on me. It's my turn. I've been doing that all along with you, and now it's my turn for me to do it. So again, that's where we're at for him to actually do those things. He's saying he's being to make the efforts because he's being guided by higher power. Spirit has been guiding him to do this. They're opening up the third eye. Collectively, keep on doing your third eye, divine feminines chakra work. Make sure you do that. You can take a clear quartz crystal, place it on that third eye and clear that up, play you some music, those things that you could do with the third eye chakras as well. These things, the higher power, so he could keep on continuing to be in tune, because I know for the longest time when I started from this channel, everybody was saying from the jump that the third eye of the divine masculine was blocked. And this is one of the reasons why he's not able to see his way out of these situations as well. Understanding that he needs to make the effort because source is pushing him and saying, hey, you got some unfinished business. There's a symphony, a song that's been written with the love song. There's where I'm here. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. With the words are lovely. With you in the world. Somebody I can see, oh God, Elton John. Something about that. It's something that again, it's not finished yet. Okay. So it's got a 10, which a 10 means again, you got to wrap up what you're dealing with so you can start back over again to really truly have this beginning. Again, he understands he had no unfinished business because again, when he looks at you, no, flip it. Emotionally, it's gonna be a little different than what he used to. I'm hearing Cindy Lauper say, girls just wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have, that's all they really want. So that's what they're doing. So girls just want to have fun. He understands that you want to have fun with him too. And it's been kind of like this whole journey here has been a doozy. That's all I'm going to say. And in order for you to have this new beginning here, again, it's time to kind of bring a fresh air of some fun, okay, in the whole setup here. So now that's where we are with that one. Okay. Next. Okay, heart. Let's look and see if we're going to now change our focus onto you. What's the message that he wants to say? Divine masculines want to say to the divine feminines. Clear. What's the message? Seeing it right here. Oh, Jesus, that's messages. Wrapping up. Doing good. Yay. He says, I can't wait for the day we will start living our life together. If I just spend my life with you. He says, do you even realize how amazing you are to me? That's why I say this girl just want to have fun like Cindy Lauper. You just like a real amusement park all in one when he looks at you. It's like, she is so quirky and so different, but something about that quirkiness and that difference, I love it. I just eat it up. It just looks so darn cute to me. Okay? All right, then. And then he says, I'm thinking about you right now. Oh, okay. Interessante. Let's call them in, girls. Yes. Okay. So he said he's thinking about you right now. So that's what's going on with that. Don't want to leave this out. Some say I might have to go back to this, use this as a reference. Okay. What else do you want to tell us? These the deep ones. These the ones that kind of really get this down. Okay, that's cute. That's surface stuff. Now let's get down to the nitty gritty. Clear. What else do you want to really tell me? Tell us. Says I'm crazy for you. All right. You know I'm crazy for you. Oh, you know it's true. I never wanted anyone like you. I'm all brand new. Do, 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 do. You know I'm crazy for you. All right then. Here's some Madonna on you on that one. Okay, so she's crazy. He's crazy for you. All right, touch me one, and one say you know it's true. Y'all know that's right. Jesus Christ. Now there's one and not a one, but it's all brand new. All right, don't give me the preaching up in here. I start speaking in tongue, shundo, alaboko, clear. Here we go. All right, and what's the love thing? What do you want us to know? Divine masculines, divine. What do you want the divine feminists know? What's your love note to us? Okay, what's your love note? Okay, don't get shy on me. Don't get shy. We wrapping it up. Don't get shy. You're doing real good. Here we go. Express love through gifts. Giving a small token to someone, express your love to them. Okay, so it's going back to, again, and I'm going to tell you how you can be able to use that because they're giving me an idea. Okay, so where's that card? Where's you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Okay, remember I told you about the divine masculine energies, about him being able to get you like, talk is cheap. I got to see some materialism, material things manifest in the material 3D world. That's enough on the talkie. Okay, so express your love through gifts. Okay, so in order for the divine masculines to get into that mindset or that doing, I would say I would give a challenge to you all divine feminists is to find ways in which you can actually tangibly do something, acts of kindness for somebody else. So again, if it's something that you can do tangibly, or either you can do an act of also something, but it's got to be a movement and physical thing that you can do in the ether. So again, like, somebody, you see somebody hold the door, or they're having a hard time, with groceries and things like that. But this is COVID time. It's so much you can do. I think about my sister, and she was saying that, sometimes like the person behind her, she's like, I might leave a couple of like $5. I know it's times hard and some of you all. No, I'm not going to speak that over this collective. Because we know that right now we're talking about abundance. And if the divine masculine, we got to help them to understand abundance and talk with abundance talk. So again, during these times, you have somebody and you got a couple of extra dollars or whatever like that. You could tell, hey, the person behind me, if you're in McDonald's or whatever, or Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, here, give $2 to the person behind me. Don't let them know, whatever it is, whatever towards what they're doing, and walk on out the door. That's getting that inside. Remember that you and your divine counterpart are both mirroring each other. Help them to get into the spirit of giving things, again. So again, I just put this out here, shameless plug. But maybe you say, hey, I can't make it to the 12-12 event, but I want to bless somebody who is not able to go to the 12-12 event with $12.12. So the next person say, hey, Divine Sunshine, I really want to go. I'm not able to. You can bless them with that. That's another way of you could be blessing somebody to come to the event. I'm just saying, okay? It's not a shameless plug, but I'm just saying. So I just letting you know. Okay, so that's another way that you could do that. Share the love. You transform somebody else. Like they say, teach a man to fish. You give a man a fish, he'll eat for one day, but teach a man to fish, he'll eat forever. So just telling you that. This that way. Because it's good stuff we having there. Hey, I got to toot my horn about what we're doing at this event. as well. All right then. And so as we get ready to say, here we got the messages. Again, if you're sensitive, I'm gonna put the banner up here so you can see real quick. Don't forget to do the 12-12 event. I'm not finished though, but just like this is what I'm talking about. So make sure that you go to Divine Unisouls 11.co to go get your access thing, or if you want to give somebody with an access to the event, you're able to go there and just put Divine Sunshine. You know what? I want to just gift somebody with them being able to go to the event. I'm not able to, but I would like to give somebody to be able to go to the gift is to be able to go to the event. All right, so now back to this. That's our commercial break. So these cards here, remember again, these are straight from the horse's mouth or the DM's mouth. So that means it's going to be pleathered with a lot of cuss words in it. So if you are sensitive and in your sensitivity of your spirituality walk, again, and you don't want to hear, then I'm saying at this time, then maybe you might want to turn the sound down and wait until I give you a signal and I do my nose like this. That means I'm finished. Otherwise, that I'm going to go ahead and go into my Rebel Decks, which speaks fluent DM tongue to help you to understand what is he said has got to be happening now with him currently in his situation so he can be able to have his abundance. Let's see what's happening. Ah! Oh my God. Okay, hold your ears. This is gonna be hold your ears. But I know how to break it down. I know where I'm going here. So Kelly, I got your playlist. All these songs I'm singing are in your playlist. Get on out of here. Okay, and we have not confirmed. I have not talked to you prior to for you to know that. All right then. So this is what he's saying. Sit back and relax. Oh, this is not freaky as I thought. Oral love is in your future. Okay. So of course we know that other way, the nice love of love things that another way that the divine master could do. But what he's saying is now he understands that right now that goes back to what they said about relaxation. Okay. Then we talk about relaxation. For him to understand that he's got to relax. He's got to sit back, get comfortable in the driver's seat. He's got to sit back and relax and let source, again, divine timing. He's turning his paperwork. He's told source, some of these divine masters, hey, I think it's time to appeal. I think it's time for my release papers. I think this is kind of it. I think when we talk about Murphy's Law, what goes around comes back around or whatever, I think I put my time in, and I feel in some ways I put my time and a half in. And I think it's time for me to release. That came out in the court papers, okay? You're talking about abundance, so it's time for the release. You say it is time, linear, it's a process, divine divine timing to everything. I've got to trust. Oral love means I've got to speak it. Okay, so when we talk about orally, we told the divine masculines on here, divine feminines, us collectively through our energy. Again, you've got to speak it. Okay, talk is cheap, but you got to speak it and you got to show it. Your actions, all these two things, your actions and your reactions, have got to line up. He understands that when I'm speaking love, not only to you, divine feminines, I'm about to say, be quiet. Who said that? Talk about I speak it that way so I can get her pants off. That I don't. This is here. Whoever that was, you in the back and shut up back there and be quiet. Let me talk nice to you and be quiet. So we talk about oral love. I'm gonna give you oral love. Be quiet. So now all of a sudden it's a form like an arena, like one of these cards here that's behind me, a mask. So they up there talk about, yeah, I'm gonna speak that way so I get her pants off. No, we're not doing that. Okay. So oral love again, not only speaking to the divine feminine to get her in the mood. This is what I do to get you in the mood. Baby, I do it all to get you in the mood. Not even only that, but also oral love or how you speak of love and love language to just everybody. So love again, as far as you seeing your wealth come to you, you got to speak of love to that too. Okay, so it's all around. So in order so that he's got to speak that so he can get his future to come into existence and to actually manifest. Okay, well, they did good. They cleaned it up because I guess he felt like somebody was on it. The divine master felt like somebody on here might be a little sensitive because most of the time they get to cussing up a storm through them cards. So God bless, they pulled it back for you all. So it's a little bit more refined, more spiritually, where you can, it's palatable, where you can take it in. All right, that is the end of what's going on with divine masculines energies collectively, not one. We didn't check it to one. Okay, so you can watch this, and you got other things also on my thing tomorrow. I will not be on because I got again, like I said, it's me time that I used to take on Wednesdays, and I know also I got a meeting that I have after school too as well. So I will not be on, but I will be back on Thursday and Friday. I will not be on because again we got to play ground experience. So in the meantime, go hustle over there to Divine Unisouls and go get your ticket as well. Make sure that you are clicking like, share, and subscribing to this channel. A good thing again, as us readers said, the more when you subscribe to this channel, the way your energies is flowed into the cards, I pick it up, and so that I can be able to read collectively, and then I can tell us collectively what are the solutions. Because my thing is to give you keys to union. And so while you're on here and you do that, we could tap in together, and then I can tell you what things do we need to do to help out our divine masculine, so we can be able to have union, not even with ourselves, but also with our divine masculine and the 3D. Okay. All right. Then, as always, thank you so very much. Shout outs to the ones that came into the Sunshine Lounge and start talking with me. Thank you, Kelly, Unique Model, Melody, Kia, also Kelly Bell, Melody, the Tea Lounge was here. Thank you. Kathy D, she probably dipped in and dipped out. And the lovely Miss Yolanda. Thank you so very much for going into the Sunshine Line and talking and chatting it up with me. As always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste, Namago. Mwah. Love you. Until next time. See you on Thursday. Keep your notifications on. Make sure you smash that bell for all so you know when I'm coming on. All right, then. Until next time.